everybody. Thank you, everyone who's joining us today. I hope you're well. I had a chance to look at the invitation list, and I know so many people on this call I have not seen in a very long time. I miss you, and I can't wait to see you again. Just having drinks at the local restaurants in Times Square. It's been far too long. For those who don't know, my name is Damian Bazadana. I'm founder and president of Situation. Situation, we've been in this business for 19 years. We got one more to hit 20, and over the last 19 years, one of the staples of our business has been hosting events like these for the industry as a way for us to drive important conversations in our Broadway and theater communities. And if this is your first event with us, welcome, love having you. And if you've been to these events before, then you know the spirit of what we're trying to do with these events, and I thank you for your continued support. Today's event is a very special one. The project we are here to discuss is one of the most inspiring I personally had the honor to be involved in. It's inspiring not simply by its execution. Yes, I think it's great, and I hope you think so too. But it's also inspiring when you see the passion behind the people and the volunteers who rapidly and organically pulled this together. But the timing of this conversation really matters, and there are so many of our friends and colleagues in the Broadway industry that have been devastated by the impact of the closure, many of whom don't feel that they have a voice and are far from the spotlight when we say the Broadway industry. We are here today to launch the Broadway Community Project. In short, the Broadway Community Project is a visual representation of the Broadway ecosystem and the range of jobs, roles, and humans that make up this industry. This is a grassroots project for the community, by the community, with the intention of raising awareness and inspiring action for additional economic support during the extended Broadway shutdown. It's a massive undertaking, and it requires your help. So thank you for being here. I know you're all very busy, and there's a lot happening in the world, so I appreciate you taking the time and coming out to support, as does everyone else who's involved with this project. So we're going to be sharing the link to view the interactive map in just a few minutes. Before I pass this on to our fantastic founders of this initiative, Tiffany Gavin and Greg Schaefer, and they're going to take you through the project. I do want to share with you very quickly what you will not see today. The first thing you are not going to see today is perfection. This project is a donation of hundreds of hours of time from people wanting to do something to bring voice to the people, often out of the spotlight in our industry. For context, my first call with Tiffany and Greg, when we first spoke about we need to do something, not even what the idea is, we just said we all need to do something, was on April 15th, roughly 3 months ago. This is a ready, fire, aim type project, meaning we moved very fast to do what we can to help support our community right now. Notice you just received this invite a few days ago. For those that attend our events regularly, it's usually not a 2 or 3 day notice. We made a choice to go quick. So I know you're going to explore the interactive map, and I can imagine many of you will be asking as you're doing it, wow, well, why did they do it that way? Or I don't agree with how they did that. And that's okay. In fact, that's what we expect. With the government stimulus conversations happening this week, we decided perfection couldn't be the enemy of progress. We needed to both start and spread the conversation. That's the first thing. Perfection you're not going to see. The second thing you're not going to see is completion. The name Broadway Community Project is our name on purpose. This is a project aimed to be for the community and by the community and forever evolving. You will see a map with a range of job roles and photos of some amazing people in our industry who quickly jumped in to help us make the first working prototype, which you're going to see today. Please do not view this as trying to finish a puzzle. This is not a puzzle. We are looking to get multiple people represented in each job role. We're trying to find faces for job roles that aren't even filled yet and add new job roles we completely missed. This is entirely and forever evolving, which is what's exciting and honestly just inspiring for me to be involved in this and opening my own mind into this incredible industry and my friends and family and colleagues of Broadway. It's amazing. So I just want to thank you all for coming and thank you in advance for helping us build this important project. And as importantly, spreading the word as far and wide as humanly possible of the depth and scale of the Broadway community that is a fundamental part of our city. And with that, I want to introduce you to our amazing founders, Tiffany Gavin and Greg Schaefer, who without them, we wouldn't be having this awesome conversation. Tiffany and Greg, take it away.
Thanks, Damian. The idea for this project was actually prompted by a comment that Governor Cuomo made about Broadway in one of his daily briefings that bothered me. But it made me think about the people and businesses that rely on Broadway as a barometer. Running a theater, I work with a huge network of people every single day: cast, crew, theater staff, but also businesses, lots of family-owned businesses. I was concerned about my locksmith that I usually see once or twice a month to fix a broken lock or a door handle or make keys, the dry cleaner that cleans our staff's uniforms every week and tracks our show schedules to make sure they're delivered on time, the deli owner that delivers food for all the crew coffee breaks every week. Most people have no idea how many people and businesses are involved in the day-to-day running of a show or what they all do. So I brought this up to Greg, my neighbor and longtime colleague, and I basically said, there must be some visual way to represent the number and variety of people and businesses that make up the Broadway ecosystem and to communicate it to people outside of our industry in some meaningful way.
You said something about Sesame Street.
Yeah. These are the people in our neighborhood, the people that we meet each day.
So I knew this was too good of an idea to not get out into the world. And I knew the perfect person to help us. I reached out to Damien, who immediately got jazzed, and he said he would go to Alex at Playbill. I sketched out a crude drawing of what it might look like. And then Damien brought on Pippa and Kevin, and we started to create what Kevin is about to show you, what Damien would refer to as awesome. Our goal for the project is to expand the spotlight. We start on a pin spot on the show and keep expanding the light to reveal all the people and businesses that it takes to put on one performance. And Broadway does it 8 times a week. Without every element, the show does not go on.
In the short term, as the government debates decisions that will affect all of our lives, this is a snapshot of the scale and scope of a community that's being affected by the decisions they make. Broadway supports almost 100,000 workers and countless ancillary businesses. Last season, it had greater attendance than the top 10 New York City area sports teams combined and contributed $14.7 billion to the city's economy. As Damien mentioned, we were on a tight deadline and we quickly reached out to our network of colleagues, friends, professionals to just help us get started. We wanted to amplify the voices of the people that work tirelessly for our industry, that love what they do and aren't staying home or keeping their doors closed because they want to, but because they have to keep themselves and their coworkers and their customers and their audiences safe.
So our project is also a tool to educate the average ticket buyer that every time they buy a ticket, it affects hundreds of people and businesses, each sharing a small piece of that ticket price. And long-term, we see this as a tool that anyone interested in the theater can learn from and engage with. Because when Broadway births a show, that show has the opportunity to reach every community in the United States and around the world. I mean, that's the power and influence of Broadway. You're about to see a small representation of the people that make it happen. But first, we have to thank Damien and Alex for helping us to birth our idea, and to both of your teams for all your hard work. It was amazing. Kevin, you can take it from here.
Hi, everybody. My name is Kevin Fitzpatrick, and I'm a project manager at Situation. Today, I'm going to be walking you through the Broadway Community Project. We felt the best way to bring this to life and really show the expansive network of incredible individuals that make up Broadway was to build a map and see how we're all connected. The reason we're calling this a project is because it's ongoing. We plan on updating it on a regular basis, and as you can see, it's not 100% done yet. There's still a lot of bubbles and people to fill in on this map. So if you or somebody you know would like to submit something to us, feel free to submit on either the feedback form or the submission form that will be on Playbill. I'm going to be talking about using the map and some of the cool things that you can do with it. First, I'm going to start with the show. Everyone and everything connects back to the show. And from there, you can broadly track the hundreds of jobs that support putting on a show 8 times a week. There are 6 major satellites: the producer, the creatives, the theater, licensing, unions, and affiliated industries. But before there is a show, there is a producer. And I'm going to zoom out here a little bit just to kind of roll in here. Meet Eva. Eva is responsible for overseeing many other teams, and in turn, they also have more branches, all of which support the business side of Broadway. And I'm going to just kind of go through from Eva where you could go. I'm going to go over here to the general manager. And then from there, I'm going to go to the company manager. And from there, I'm going to go to payroll. So you can see how this all is vastly connected and how you could kind of move around this and go to different parts of it. Now, let's click on David Calhoun right here and watch a video.
Hello, my name is David Calhoun. I'm the house manager at the Nederlander Theater. What does a house manager do? A lot. With the engineer, I try to make sure that the environment inside the theater and backstage is comfortable for both the audience and the actors and the stagehands and the crew that's working backstage. I also have to supervise the box office staff, the ushering staff, the ticket takers, the cleaners, and sometimes when we do musicals, I actually pay the musicians. It's a great job, wouldn't trade it for the world. I wanted to do this, I think, my whole life. I grew up in Detroit, Michigan, went to Cass Tech in the Performing Arts Department, which was kind of like the High School of Performing Arts in New York here. I learned how to design sets. I learned how to design costumes. I worked on sets. I hung lights. I went to the Oregon Shakespeare Festival. I was an intern out there and did a lot of the same things. That's when I first started house managing. It was a great job, wonderful thing, and it all led to Broadway. I'm here to say that if you have a dream, wherever you are, in the country, in the world, if you want to come to New York, you want to work on Broadway, it can happen. Just keep trying. You'll make it.
David was just one of the many videos that were submitted to us. We must have about 60 people right now on the site and about 50 videos, which is awesome. And I'm glad that so many people submitted videos. Thank you for that. As a last thing, I'm going to just show you how to basically surf around this. And I think you've probably seen a lot of this already, but here are some of the basics. You could click on your primary mouse button and then just move your mouse around to kind of drag the screen back and forth, up and down. Next, you could use your scroll wheel on your mouse to move in and out. After that, you can also focus, which I've been showing. Focusing allows you to kind of zoom in or gray out everything else and just focus on one particular area of the map. Lastly, you could search, and search is not very obvious. It's all the way up here in the left-hand corner. But yeah, if you search, you could find any role or any person. It's been a pleasure working on this, and thank you to everybody who has submitted and participated in this, and we look forward to having more submissions from everybody. Thank you, and have a good afternoon.
Thank you for the great walkthrough, Kevin. My name is Alex Birch. I'm the Vice President and Chief Digital Officer of Playbill Incorporated. And thank you so much for being here this afternoon. It really is amazing to see this in its current form, especially when thinking about where it began with Tiffany and Greg's literal rough sketch on his notepad. And if you don't believe me, well, here it is, his rough sketch done like a crazy person. But in all seriousness, it's not hard to believe, though, that when I saw that, I thought, what the hell am I actually getting into here? But once, obviously, we peeled all of the layers off, it was truly an amazing experience to see just how this thing evolved. And I have been honored to work with Tiffany and Greg, who I can now call friends, and my friends at Situation, to have this thing come to life on playbill.com. It really is amazing, and it's an honor, and I thank you. And even though this is a work in progress, with all due respect to Greg's sketching abilities, it definitely is looking a lot fancier today. And here that is. Now, of course, when I got this idea brought to me in the beginning, it hit me like a ton of bricks, because Playbill itself embodies the essence of this project. We are made up of people who work on our printing presses. They're writers and editors and delivery truck drivers and salespeople and graphic designers and dozens more people who are incredibly far from the spotlight. But we all come together to give you your favorite theater-going memento. This map embodies the expansive and ever-changing Broadway industry. and I can't wait to see how it grows and gets more accurate every single week. And one way it will evolve is it's going to get really integrated into Playbill.com and what we offer, such as our job section and our Playbill Vault section. The job section where you could find industry jobs all throughout this map, and also the Playbill Vault, which is the biggest and most comprehensive Broadway database on the internet. The purpose of this map now, though, as people have mentioned before, is to spread awareness of the many players within this amazing industry, and a call for people to act, and act with this map and for this map. Because I know it might be hard to believe and hard to hear, but we as the American arts industry, we need to fight for ourselves to get what we need to survive. Again, we need to fight for ourselves in order to get what we need to survive. Now, I'd like to welcome in Pippa Bexon from Situation. She is going to tell you all about how you can read through this amazing initiative on Playbill.com and then just scroll down a little bit more to see just how you can help and how you can interact really with the saving of this amazing arts industry and the Broadway industry specifically. So Pippa, please take it away.
Thank you so much, Alex and Playbill, for giving the Broadway Community Project its home. I'm Pippa Bexon, for those of you I don't know. I'm on the Situation team, and this has been a serious passion project for me over the last 3 months, and I'm thrilled to be able to share it with you all now. And I know you're excited to jump in and click around, but stay with us a little bit longer because we're going to ask you to do a few more things. And that's really where it's going to get exciting, because we need your help. As we've mentioned, this is a living, breathing project. For this to have the best shot at creating impact and expanding the spotlight on all those who make up our industry, we need you to share it far and wide. We want to collect your feedback and your submissions and make it the most representative version of Broadway it can be. This came together incredibly quickly, as we've already said, and the reason for that is obviously that we need to answer this desperate need and to create urgency and attention right now. So there are a bunch of things that we could ask you to do. That could include emailing your senator or calling your local government representative. There's some great petitions going around, and all of those additional steps would be great and are great, and they are much needed, and those resources can be found on the Playbill page, and we encourage you to look them up. However, there are 3 immediate steps we would love for you to do as soon as we wrap up here. So the first one, super easy, step 1. If there is one takeaway, all we ask you to do is share this project. We need to come together and create a megaphone for our industry. We have to be our own ambassadors, as Alex said, for ourselves, our friends, and our colleagues. The great news is this is super easy to share. It's now live on Playbill. We'll pop the URL in the chat for you guys so you can click through. We're also going to be posting on Situation social channels and on Playbill social channels, so you can easily share it from there. And we're using the hashtag #ThisIsBroadway to really try and make some noise very, very quickly. So that is step 1. Step 2, we ask for your support. This map would be nothing without the people it represents, and we need you to tag or email your Broadway friends and colleagues, your employer, your unions, your parents, your siblings, your partners, whomever and everyone. We need their help as well to expand the spotlight and really create the support we need right now. And the third one, which may be the most important, we need you to provide feedback. As we said, this is a work in progress, and we probably haven't got it right first time. So we need to hear from you to make this the strongest, most powerful resource it can be. If you visit Playbill, you're going to find 2 forms right below the map. One is just to submit general feedback, let us know what we got wrong, what we got right. And then there's a second one for you to submit yourself to the project. We would love to hear from you, all sincerity. We want to make this the best it can be. So please join us. And with that, I'm going to hand it back to Damien to take us home. Thank you.
Thank you, Pippa. And thank you, everyone, hanging with us. We've come to the end. We're getting you out in under a half an hour, which I take great pride in. So let us leave you with this. I think as an industry, let's do what we can to broaden the spotlight on our industry that needs support right now. Share, contribute, engage. The moment is now to do something. You know, I look at the map and I imagine the scale of the impact of asking this entire industry to be without income or limited income for what could be a year. I mean, really digest that, if not more. It's crazy, it's heartbreaking, and it's just like we have to bring awareness and action to the issue. And this is just one of many steps we could take, but it's something. And so I just want to give a very warm, gigantic thank you to both Tiffany and Greg for having the passion, energy, vision, all of it to make it happen. Alex and the team at Playbill who jumped in. Team situation, Pippa, with your fearless leadership of getting us through this, or we had evening calls every day pulling us together. Kevin, without him, this would not have come together. It's just 100% passion around something and action, all of this within 90 days. And I was on your back, so it means the world to me personally, and I think to a lot of folks. The situation event team that pulled us together in about 48 to 72 hours, the snazzy graphics and all that other stuff, thank you. Molly Barnett, thank you very much for all of your help. Susan Sampliner, I worship you. You consistently always step up and support. And all of those that I probably missed that have jumped in to contribute to this, from the people filling in the bubbles and all the different things, thank you. And thank you to all of you who've tuned in and are supporting. I've spent many years in this business. I hope to spend many, many more. And it's heartwarming to see the care that people have one another. And I think let's do what we can do to help support each other now more than ever. Be well, be safe, and I look forward to seeing you all one day again soon, hopefully in person. See ya.